And now for our feature presentation.
This is great because on the back it actually says this film is also known as
the I'll Watch It Later podcast.
You ever heard of that film?
And now, on with the show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to I'll Watch It Later podcast. As always, I'm your host, Aaron, joined by my bestest friend in the whole world, and I guess local celebrity Jordan. Say your name, Jordan, even though I already said it.
Hello.
All right, yeah, say hello. And the guy who doesn't want to do production anymore, no matter how much I beg for it, my best friend, brother-in-law, and producer, Scott.
The man working for peanuts.
No one is getting paid.
Wait, he's getting peanuts?
I lose money every month on this podcast. And I don't care. It's fun to do, and we appreciate all you listeners.
But what sets us apart from the other 4 billion podcasts?
Yeah, that's true. Can you answer that, Jordan? You couldn't last night. Too busy texting. All right. So we got a lot to talk about. We will recap the Oscar show if you listened to that last week. We're not going to get we're not going to dive into the weeds of the Oscars. Yeah, Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. I don't care anymore. You people have ruined it because you don't shut the fuck up about it. You just run it into the ground until it's boring and you're all hack and you all make the same stupid joke, and I'm tired of talking about it.
It is kind of annoying.
So
it's gotten bad where it's like that's literally the only thing that anyone's talking about. And every day it's something new. Like today something dropped today that is crazy.
He quit the Academy.
Who cares?
I don't care. He got his award. Actually, what makes me happy is because I wanted Andrew Garfield to win. All this is overshadowing him actually winning, which fuck that guy. Every time he has to think about this is what he's going to have to think about. It'll never be about that award.
I mean, it's crazy. Who would have predicted that he would have won Best Actor?
Shut the fuck up.
Not at this table. Wait, hold on.
No actual tallies or anything, but I did check it out that night because I was listening to the show. For someone who doesn't know a lot about movies, Scott beat us all.
Maybe I know more than you think.
But I was voting with my heart, not with my head. So I knew a lot of the stuff wasn't going to win. I knew Will Smith was going to win.
That was a stroke.
But I didn't think Coda was going to win.
It just came out of nowhere. Honestly, there was not a lot of run beforehand. Coda, no one was talking about it. No one was bringing it up. And all of a sudden, award season comes around. It's like, oh, this movie is like the front runner.
After the BFTA awards or BAFTA or whatever they call them, it gained a lot of traction. But I still, after Dune won everything else, I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if Dune took it because it won literally everything else.
Yeah, it won the things me and Scott said it would win.
For
all the technical shit.
I said the same thing that it would
win. You said nothing. There's no record of it. Don't listen to it.
Yeah, I don't know. We can go back and listen to it. I can edit that show to make sure that none of that is in that show.
I got more.
Every time he guesses, the "Hooray for Hollywood" goes over it, so you can't even hear what he's saying.
I got more of the technical stuff right.
So when he's guessing stuff, we're gonna play him out like they do in the Oscars.
Yeah,
the music rides up.
But because like the Jessica Chastain win and the fucking your guy from Coda win and all that stuff, I wound up losing all of it. So it was Scott, Jordan, me, whatever. I voted with my heart. It's not an excuse. I don't care.
I'm just sad that I'm not going to get a hand job because I didn't bet on that.
Okay, well,
that's true.
That came out of nowhere. No one offered you a hand job.
That's what she said.
Apparently people don't listen to their own shows.
Oh, did I say I'd give you a hand
job? It was lunch and a hand job.
For what?
For our bet.
Jesus Christ.
No, me and you bet.
Hi, I'm Tom.
Are you done?
Hi, nice to meet you, Tom.
Hold on. Me and you bet. And you thought you had lost, but I was a good boy, and I told you.
Well, I would have re-listened eventually. I forgot that I had chosen. I knew who I chose. I'd forgotten that you chose
Andrew Garfield.
Garfield, yeah. And for some reason, I had it in my head that you picked Will Smith. So when he won, I was already pissed off about what had happened tonight.
Right.
That night, I was already annoyed by his speech, and then I was annoyed that I had to buy you lunch, and I was just really pissed off the entire time until I realized. And then when you said it, I'm like, "That's right, you picked Garfield. Fuck you, I'm not buying lunch."
Yeah, no, you don't owe me lunch.
So,
but I don't think I ever offered you a hand job.
Oh Jesus.
Just recap the audience.
I said lunch.
We joked about it last week.
Oh, I don't remember
when
this
you
joke.
guys bet on it,
I'm
I
sorry.
said, "Oh, hand jobs."
That's true.
And you're like sandwiches, and I said, "Yeah, we'll do hand jobs and sandwiches."
Big gulps, huh?
Ah, Jesus.
What? That never happened.
Oh,
I'm going to
my
go back
God.
and listen.
You know what? That
Pull the audio.
I will edit in, and I will put the whole clip of us talking about
Of course you will.
Oh, trust me,
course
I have
you
the
will.
ability to go take clips. I'll post that on Instagram.
All right, fine.
Hand jobs.
That's fine. Have you guys watched anything this week?
Oh, what did I watch? I watched our movie.
it. Yeah.
I watched a lot of TV shows. I don't think I watched a lot of
Moon
movies.
Knight. We can talk about
Yeah.
that.
I
It's
don't-
awesome.
It really
Please watch it. Watch Moon Knight, Scott.
Okay.
I think that's one you'd actually dig. I know you're not into the Marvel stuff, but Moon Knight's real good.
Marvel's fine.
And it's only 6 episodes, so I mean it'll be quick, one and done. I watched.
I know it's
Halo
deep-
season
deep
2.
Marvel.
I mean
It's
episode
not
2.
that deep, bro.
Yeah.
He's-
It's
I mean-
out. It's out of the spectrum of the
It's
circle of Marvel.
It's part of the Mark spectrum.
Do you want to just address the most obvious thing that everyone keeps talking about?
Which one's that?
Where he's in the little German village, and clearly that's Dr. Doomland.
People were thinking it's Latveria or Doomland, the city in Latveria. I don't know. I think that might be a stretch.
I think it's a huge stretch.
It's either German or Swiss Alps.
Yeah.
So, whatever. And it's fine.
Please excuse the party that's going on behind us.
They don't know we're recording.
that nobody's gonna hear.
they had no idea we're in here. I think that's a stretch. I think Marvel has a history of just throwing little things in, so it could, but it's never going to get addressed. I mean, who knows? But I think as a whole, the show is great.
Yeah,
for how they handled, I think, the changes to some of the story. And I've said this before. I like how they made Stephen Grant kind of like the mousy work for the museum type instead of a billionaire. So you give the other voices and the other personalities someone to kind of pick on and be the audience. Like, he's the audience. I think some of the CGI, like you said that to me when you would watch it, that some of the CGI was a little wonky. But
Dude, that car chase was terrible.
the car chase was okay. It was when the tree trunks came on the side of the mountain and hit the one car. I'm like, I could have drew that on my iPad. It was a little wonky. Some of it was real funny though, like the lines.
Though the part where that truck like drifts around the corner, that all CGI'd and it looked like a cartoon.
Yeah, but it was a little wonky, but for the most part, it was good.
Yeah, I know that it departed from the comic books a lot, but I didn't care. I thought it was 100% awesome. I really don't mind what they do with the MCU because it's supposed to be another universe, blah, blah, blah. It's not supposed to match the comic books exactly. So I was totally fine with it. I'm very, well-versed in Moon Knight, so I liked everything about it.
It's got a lot of books.
Yeah.
At least 1%
Less than
is in this
1% of this room. Yeah.
What I have a problem with though is that
You didn't watch Moon
these
Knight.
TV shows and movies now that they can't get the CGI stuff right. I can literally open TikTok and I could be just about any. I could be Arnold Schwarzenegger if I wanted to and film videos as Arnold.
You saw that guy? I have it on my phone.
Yeah.
I downloaded it.
And but you can't get a car chase right. I don't know. It just it boggles my mind that we're even talking about that.
Yeah,
stuff.
the deep fake stuff versus the hey, I spent $10 million on this episode and can't get some of the Halo stuff looking right. I have issues with that kind of stuff.
Maybe they just need to film everything with TikTok.
Have the TikTok guys come do
or
it.
Snapchat or
well,
something.
that's what. Okay, so that kind of leads into something where there was a guy that did all those deep fake stuff, and after the Mandalorian, I believe season 2 season ender, where they had Luke Skywalker come in. Everyone thought, oh, that looks really good, but it was still slightly off.
It was off.
That guy redid that on his personal Instagram or personal page and said, look, I made it look better. They hired him. So he did all the deepfake stuff for this Book of Boba Fett episodes where he showed it, and it looked really good.
They're out there like, how are you going to do this? And he's just got his iPhone in
MacBook.
his hand. Right. They're like, what is that? That's the latest.
He's like, I'm going to charge you billions of dollars.
I stood in line for 6 hours to get this thing.
We don't have to stand in line anymore, Scott.
Those days are gone.
Those were terrible days. So neither of you watch any movies, though? You've just been watching TV stuff?
After trying to catch up for the Oscar stuff, honestly, I was kind of just vegging out and just, like I said, watching some TV shows and just playing some games.
That's
like
fine.
I didn't watch anything other than what we were supposed to watch.
What about you, Scott? Did you watch anything? Nothing?
We watched our movie.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much as far as I got.
I did catch 2 films this weekend or whatever you want to call it. Last night I watched Cash Back, which is actually an older film. It's directed by Sean Ellis, and yeah, you open that drink, you open it, put it up right to the mic. It's a British, what I like to call British horny movie.
British horny movie.
Yeah, where it's kind of like an American, like
I'm listening.
like an American Pie,
like Austin Powers,
but British.
But instead, it's like a meat pie.
No, haha.
Yeah, baby.
It's supposed to be artsy. It's directed by Sean Ellis. It was one. Kind of fell under the radar. A lot of people know what it looks like, though. It's that girl where she has like her shirt off on the cover. Like if I show you guys this, you guys are gonna know. You guys have seen. that.
I have seen that.
Yeah.
Actually, I see it like on Amazon, like in the Amazon Prime or something.
Yeah.
Search it through
So
movies to watch.
2007. I actually was working at Hollywood Video when this came out, and I never.
It's that old.
Yeah, I never pulled the trigger and grabbed it. But
tell me what this is about, because now it's actually sounding very familiar.
so it's actually really good. It's about this.
I've seen this porn.
This kid. It's not a porn. I don't. It doesn't
Porn
even.
with
It
bad
doesn't
teeth.
even draw that line. It's just a bunch of boobies. But it's about this
listening.
guy who breaks up with his girl, and it's kind of all like extra. What is that called? I can't think of the word. He winds up getting insomnia and taking a night job at
a grocery
store.
I have seen this.
Okay, cool. And
Years
it's
ago.
very artsy, and he's kind of like, it's like, oh, this is, what is that? What am I trying to fucking say?
I don't know, but I like
We don't
this.
know. There's a lot of hand signals.
He's
keep saying
God
hand
damn,
jobs now.
like what? Like
I have lots of hand jobs today.
I don't know.
Filming
It's hard. I can't think of the fucking word.
Existential?
Existential. You fucking dick, because
Yeah.
you've had it the whole time.
5
I
whole
know you
minutes.
have.
It's a family of asparagus.
Yeah. So he can.
What's that word? Samsonite.
Yeah, I was way off. Anyways, he's in art school, and he's doing art, and he winds up taking this job because he has insomnia, and he pictures all these women naked, and he can freeze time. It's all in his mind, but
It's like Zapped with Scott Baio from the 80s, where
Except-
like he had like powers where he could stop things, and he would always make people's shirts come off.
I
He's a
can't
horny
believe you
fucking
just
asshole.
went to Zap.
yeah, but this is
Zap.
way
That
different
is-
because all
that's
of the.
crazy.
I'm just saying, like,
What was that word again?
No, I'm not saying it.
Existential.
re-listen to the show, you'll know.
Is
Yeah,
in it.
you'll have to listen to
It's
the show
all
next week.
very like, because of my childhood and
No,
because
I
of
know.
this, and I really loved it. I watched some of it last night, and I watched the rest of it today, and then I saw another film today. I actually texted you about it. It was on HBO Max, which this is why I love these streaming apps, man. And I had heard about this movie once from a TikToker, because that's what we do. We just watch hours and hours
Sit
of
around and waste
TikToker.
13 hours a day watching TikToks.
And
That's how I fall asleep now. Like I railed against it, and I find myself with an earbud in one ear, laying on my pillow, just
absolutely.
rolling through TikTok
Do you know
until
why?
it gets to that one where it goes, "Hey, maybe you should stop watching TikTok." I'm
And
like,
you know
"Fuck
what?
You,
I
app."
get
And
pissed.
keep going.
I get pissed at that lady because I'm like, you know what? You're not gonna fucking tell me what to do.
Don't tell me what to do,
I'm-
asshole.
Just out of spite now, I'm gonna scroll for another fucking hour.
I do until I get to the next one. I'm like, maybe this is too much.
So no, you know why it's so great is because your For You page is catered to you.
Yeah.
So everything that you scroll on is interesting. Once,
Wow, I like every one of these things.
Once it stops getting interesting or it becomes repetitive, that's when I know it's time to stop because you have gone through your. Now they're just trying to see. They're like, "Fuck, we don't have anything else for you."
We ran out of stuff.
The circle of life is complete.
Yeah, so I watched another film today, well, it was today. So it was by Jim Jarmusch. I think that's how you pronounce it. He did Coffee and Cigarettes. A lot of people know him from that.
Yeah.
It's called Only Lovers Left Alive, and I cannot recommend this movie enough. This was a fucking hidden gem. You got Tom
it an
Hiddleston,
artsy
fucking
film?
Loki. It kind of is, but you would dig it. It's all about like rock and roll, man. And so it has Tom Hiddleston, Tilda Swinton, John Hurst is in this, Anton Yelchin, Jeffrey Wright is in this.
I've seen the trailer now that you mention it and you're talking about it, because when you mentioned it earlier, I didn't put two and two together. I've never seen it. I didn't know he directed it, but I do know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's that vampire movie.
Yes, it is a vampire movie, and like Tom Hiddleston he's like very depressing, and he wants to like kill himself.
So it's rock and roll vampires.
It's rock and roll vampires, and his wife is Tilda Swinton. She's away, and she comes back to meet him, and he's kind of like he's trying to figure out why he should still exist because he hates humans.
Is it all like Ramones soundtrack?
No, but it's dude, it's so fucking good. I thought it was going to be too depressing for me, but I wound up hitting play, and I was blown away. It's 2 hours long, very easy to watch, doesn't feel like 2 hours. I absolutely love this movie. If no one's ever heard of it, go watch it. It's on HBO Max, and I cannot fucking recommend it.
You know how
enough.
you know he
Only
really liked
lovers
the movie?
left alive.
He sends it to us in all caps.
Yeah.
Hey guys, have you seen this? And it's all caps.
What he
And
likes to do is he will take a sentence and he'll split it into 6 texts.
Yes, I do that.
Six
I do that
I've done
in
that.
real life, too.
Hey, guys,
guys,
are you listening? Hey, I'm watching this movie.
you guys are ignoring my text.
And I'm
Yeah,
like, Jesus,
because I
just
don't
get to the
ever
fucking
get any
point.
response.
Just send the goddamn message.
But
I'm trying to talk to people. Scott's, I'm sure, stocking bread somewhere. I mean, come on.
there's one thing
things to do.
So there's one bummer about it is I wanted to choose it for the show. Like I got done watching it, and I was like,
Well,
oh,
you know,
the guys
two-
would
two of us
fucking
haven't
love
seen it
this.
yet.
I know that's true.
I'm going to watch it tonight just to ruin that for you.
That's fine because at least me and you can talk about it.
Yeah, we can't do it now because he's already divulged that he's seen it now.
Blew
So
your wad.
Yeah.
No, Scott will just
Yeah.
erase this entire
Well,
segment.
the
out.
rule is always the two people can't have seen it and one person can, but that's fine. Okay, so guys, let me tell you,
Guys.
Guys.
hey,
period.
guys, are you there? Are you listening,
Guys, 5 minutes pass.
Okay,
Guys.
check this out. Our snack show is next week.
Jesus Christ.
And I am not spoiling anything, but let me tell you something. I know we've had a lot of great snack shows. I know that some people only listen to the snack show because that's the only thing they find interesting.
And that's fine.
Yeah, that's totally fine. Next week is one of the biggest snack show episodes we have ever had. And I'm talking, we've had, what, your fucking buddy has gotten us, like prototype soda.
trade secret
We
shit.
got fucking Cracker Jack Pepsi. We have had it all. We have burnt our souls for the snack show. But next week is such an epic show, guys. You might have to bunker down for 3 hours. We're gonna hit it all.
Guys. We're going to have to put stuff back.
Yeah.
That's how big this show is.
Yeah.
I have a box of stuff that I need to bring over. Aaron has started accumulating things. Scott's got one thing he's
One
bringing.
thing, because he does not care about the show.
We have so much.
Well, because everything that I was looking for,
we
picked
found,
up.
yeah.
Find the DiGiorno stuffers, bitch.
Wow.
No, you're not a bitch, but listen, you're in grocery stores all day.
real awkward.
All you have to do is walk by the frozen food
I
section.
work. I'm not shopping though.
Find me the DiGiorno stuffers. That's all I want, and it's not even for the show. That's just for me personally. But there is,
It's all about you.
yeah, there's a lot of stuff, and I'm talking about exclusive stuff you don't even know exists. And we're going to try it right here, so you don't have to.
Yeah,
it is going to be one of the most epic snack shows of all time. But
You showed me two things today that I am both excited and upset we're going to try.
I know. Yeah.
I'm like not even kidding. That's the best way I can describe it. Upset, very excited.
Yeah. So, just
I'm gonna have to agree with that.
yeah.
It's just imagine something super delectable that just does not go
And also
with its current form. of what
completely
it's in.
horrible.
Yeah.
So check this out. With once again not giving anything away, I got a regular version of it just to see if that brand alone makes good that.
Yeah.
So, anyways, enough teasing you guys. We will see you back here next week. I mean, clearly we have more show to do, but we will see you here.
I'm Aaron.
Yeah.
Big gulps, huh?
We'll see you back here next week for one of the most absolutely epic snack shows of our existence. In fact, and I hate when radio jocks or whatever podcasters do this, I don't know if we'll be able to top next week's show, so it's all downhill from next week. After
Guys,
next
it's
week.
been downhill since
I was
August.
gonna say. I mean, have we even gone uphill at this point?
Yeah.
Well, we're slowly climbing.
1,500 downloads, bro.
Yeah.
Only
1/3 of
60
us actually is
episodes.
trying to quit to go to another show. So
Was it you or Scott? 'Cause you both tried to quit. The only reason you were on another show is some girl was at a hype house.
it's true.
That sounds terrible.
It's true.
Yes, and please listen to Jordan's. It's Eric Nagel because Jordan was on there.
Cheated on us for a week.
Yeah,
I did. He asked if I could help fill in when two of his co-hosts had other things to do other than hang out with him. So
Hype house.
one went to a hype house, the other one on it like an actual. You know what? Brian needing this vacation was a thing, so I could see him going to a hype house. Just sounds honestly horrible. I would kill myself. But yeah, I went on. It's Eric Nagel. this week. So check that out.
Friends
check out
of
his
the
show.
show,
It's
I
really,
guess.
yeah, friend.
Even though your friend, and then we kind of reap the benefits.
Yeah.
Because he never talks to us.
He
And
sends
I'm like, hey, thanks for the chips. And he's like, fuck you, guy.
He sends chips. He invites me on the show.
Yeah.
He ignores you completely.
And that's
Actually, this
okay.
is a perfect relationship.
Takes care of us in the snack department.
I don't need you burning that bridge with your mouth. So
I would never do
Put
that.
Jordan on the spot and make him pick who's better.
Well, clearly he is.
hand jobs.
I mean, I give him a lot. I give him a lot of free shit, like a lot of free movies and stuff like that.
It's true.
So I would think I was better, but who knows? He's more famous, so probably him.
It's not my.
That's how it works.
No, he's just a regular guy to me that knows Kevin Smith. Yeah. So no, that was fun. It was neat, kind of seeing how other people kind of do stuff. Him and I and Rob Stark and a few other people, we play Sea of Thieves and we do a lot of stuff in Discord and talk. So it just felt like it was a more structured, just hanging out conversation, kind of like how this is.
Not
for
like
us.
this
So
willy-nilly mess.
This fucking mess. It's not even planned. I don't think we even prep for this.
We don't prep shit. We just show up.
I think they can tell.
God forbid we write anything down.
We're naturals when it comes to this stuff. So I mean, we
yes.
just sit down and we roll
I'm
with it.
quitting my job next week.
Does Rob Stark listen to this?
No.
Oh, thank God. Okay, so anyways,
Era.
not my cup of tea, but
He
I'm
was-
glad you're friends with him.
He was often like the third season of Game of Thrones.
He was killed at his wedding.
Also, before we get into Scott's movie, one other kind of caveat, so you kind of know what's going to happen, because how this always works is at the end of the episode, I will choose my movie, and then you'll get the snack show, and then it's my movie. So next month is going to be all Oscar stuff, since we did do the Oscar show. What that means is all the movies that we pick next month will be Oscar related, that we have not seen, that we should have seen, that we have not seen.
I'm going to pick Oscar starring Sylvester Stallone.
I was thinking the same damn thing.
Was that nominated for an Oscar?
No, it's Oscar
No.
related.
It's just there's a movie called Oscar.
So the criteria is it has to have been
idiots.
nominated for any category of the Academy Awards. So technically, you could choose Suicide Squad. Don't, because I've seen it and it sucks.
Was it nominated for something like effects
Hair
or
and
something?
makeup, and it won.
I'm picking Free Guy.
It won. I've
Just
seen
to make
Free
you watch
Guy.
it again.
He saw Free Guy, and so have I.
Don't care.
That's two. You're the odd man out.
I've seen it actually.
You saw Free Guy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All three of us have seen Free Guy. So without further ado, throw it over to Scott. What do we see this week, Scott?
So this week, we all watched the Game of Thrones prequel from 1981, Dragonslayer.
I have been witness to something of consequence to you.
To me?
There's a great task needing to be done.
No doubt you've heard of our trouble at home.
A dragon, fire and stench. It is evil. Pure and simple.
You want me to do battle with that?
Behold, for I am chosen, I shall die that many may live.
Twice each year, the king selects a new victim. Chosen by lot. Girls, virgins.
Your king's made a pact with a monster.
But your children were dying.
Only a few. Does that sound cruel?
Blacksmith, have you ever forged a weapon?
An edge like no other on this earth.
Dragonslayer. Coming from Paramount Pictures.
And we're back.
Yeah, we watched Dragonslayer. You can talk about this all you want, because I don't have any thoughts on it.
Where do you even start? This is kind of this is a Paramount Disney, which I think back in the day in '81 it was marketed under Paramount, so it wasn't really Disney, and it was I guess what people consider the dark ages of Disney, where Disney really tried to like get into all the, you know, these fantasy films and these darker, these darker films. I think didn't they do Popeye as well with Robin Williams?
I believe so.
There was full donger in this film.
There was a little bit of dong.
That full.
It was very cold.
It's bigger than mine.
The cold lake.
But it was, you know, I kind of picked this movie because it was, from what things that I read about it, it's a lot of people's like childhood favorite movie. It's up there where people talk about it as like, oh man, I grew up watching this movie. I love this movie. And even some of the comments were like, I still, even watching this movie today, I love this movie. I really love this movie.
I want to say that's nostalgia. And
again, I agree.
I don't want to just start by shitting on this whole thing, because that is not how I felt about this film. But this when you talk about nostalgia and you talk about going back to the things that you loved and blah blah blah, or the Little Giants reference, this was all of our Little Giants, in my opinion.
Yeah.
In my
sometimes it doesn't hold up when you go back.
I don't want to talk for Scott or Jordan, but my thing was like,
still gonna do it.
What?
Go ahead. I'm kidding. Go ahead. Go.
Oh, arms crossed.
Aaron just quit the show. Anyway.
Well, we're down to 2 of us now.
Anyways, as I was, as
Bye,
I just walked out.
See ya.
Bye.
Hope you find your show.
Anyways, no, this what Jordan said about Little Giants is exactly how I felt about this film, and maybe it is nostalgic for some people, and it's kind of funny because he watched it and was like, "What are you guys freaking out about?" And I saw the same comments, and me and you watched it together,
right?
And I was like, "Why is everyone think that this is a great,
terrible
film?
movie?"
No, there's nothing wrong with this film.
It wasn't terrible. There's actually
perfectly serviceable.
some good moments in this movie. The first half of this movie dragged a little bit.
I thought it was way too long. I thought once they got to the point, they were like, "Fuck this! We need another 25 minutes of movie." I was like, God.
Yeah, he goes to go fight the dragon, and then there's still another part of the plot that has to come in. And I'm sitting there going, what the fuck is going on? How long is this movie?
To really kind of set it up, there's this wizard, right, in the beginning of the movie. And he's kind of a shyster. If you think about it, he's kind of fooling everybody in the movie that he's bigger than he is, really. So he makes this grand entrance where he has him throw the powder behind him to make it. He's almost like the Wizard of Oz,
right? Don't look behind the curtain type.
Yeah, and so he has this apprentice, and his essentially, this guy. Oh, there's things falling off the wall.
We're doing construction in here.
He just
moved in, and so he essentially he gets killed, and he in his Obi-Wan Kenobi moment kind of passes it to the apprentice.
Yeah.
And his apprentice is kind of shisty in a way.
I did not like his character. Like, literally, they set him up to be the most unlikable protagonist of this movie, when in actuality... Oh, God, what was that, a stroke? In actuality, the real protagonist should have been the guy that went to go get the wizard that turned out to be the girl.
Which we all knew was a girl from the very jump.
From the get-go. I was turned on immediately. I was like, this man has got my attention. And then they Mulan'd me. It was a woman. I was very happy I didn't have to explain things to my kids.
I told Scott, I was like, I think that's a girl playing a boy or something like that.
And I was like, yep.
And I go,
immediately.
That's the Arya Stark of Dragonslayer.
But you know what I mean? Like, I feel like the story would have been better if it was her character really being the hero, when in actuality, like, she just recruited them, the main sorcerer's apprentice, turned out to be a complete asshole most of this movie. And she just kind of like, oh, cool, we're done. I get to be in dresses now. And then for the rest of it is not really important.
And maybe this is why he doesn't acknowledge this movie in his category.
We're talking about Peter McNichol.
Janosch from Ghostbusters 2.
Yes, which is all I wanted to happen there this entire film. And the
Vigo!
And the girl you're talking about is Valerian Caitlin Clark, I guess. Not Caitlin, whatever. Not known for many things.
We are having problems with words today.
You do not, like...
Gotta stop drinking for these shows.
Her her whatchamacallit is not very good. Her filmography.
Her candy bars are not that great. She actually died in 2000.
Yeah, Crocodile Dundee.
She went to like go teach theater in like Pittsburgh, and then
is that what it was?
Yeah, she went back to her hometown.
Okay, The Saint in Manhattan. Look, that is weird. Never again. Anyways, yeah.
Well, and he finds out that she's a woman because he jumps in the lake and they're both completely naked,
and
she's
donging
like
it up.
Yeah, she's like freaking out. Whoa. And he's like, "Oh my god, it's a chick!" And I'm like, "Man, you could have."
I could have done without him standing on the shore just helicopter dicking before jumping in. Like I was really hoping they would have cut that out,
but there was, there was some kind of moments in this movie that I was happy with. With the king is such an asshole in this movie.
Such a dick.
And when they slay the dragon, he goes up and
laughed.
He puts the sword in the dragon, and they're like, "He has slayed the dragon."
The dragon's literally smoking because he's burnt to death.
He blew up.
His carcass is on the ground. He's burnt. He's got his guts hanging out, and the king rolls up, pulls out the biggest sword you can think of, pokes the heart, and he's like, "I did it! Hooray!" And everyone's just like rolling their eyes, and they just fucking walk off. We're like, "You can't, no, whatever."
I saw a lot of people online comparing this to a dark, like, humor of like a Monty Python, and
this was played as a comedy. I would have probably enjoyed.
I thought
this
it
more.
was.
Yeah. And that's where. So remember, I told you I was like, I'm having a hard time placing where the costumes are. Like, the costumes remind me of something. And when they said Monty Python, I was like, it's they're like Holy Grail. All the soldiers are like dressed exactly like the Holy Grail.
Running around with coconuts.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been more entertaining.
But there was a couple
of coconuts.
Yeah. there was a lot of references to like a darker comedy of like Monty Python style humor. And I mean, yes and no, I could kind of see that. I think it was more. Now, shot-wise, wherever they filmed this, in like I think Wales and wherever it was else that they filmed it, there was a lot of beautiful like landscape shots.
I thought you were going to say women. I thought you were going to say women.
Shot women.
There's a lot of beautiful.
Damn.
When he said there was a lot of beautiful, then he stopped, and I thought he was going to say women.
No, it's not.
Anyways, wait, I derailed.
But this is super. I mean, when you see it now and you reference a lot of things today, I can see where, like, Martin got a lot of his inspiration for like. Game
didn't
of
he
Thrones.
say that the dragons were modeled after the dragons from Dragonslayer?
I think there was a lot of like inspiration from it. There's the guy in this movie. His name's Tyrion.
Yeah,
and you have the girl pretending to be the guy. You have, it's just there's a lot of kind of parallel.
There's also a guy in this movie named Cassadorus Rex.
Oh.
Is that the guy with the
that should be your next kid's name.
The brown hair that kept killing everybody for no reason?
The Hound?
No.
Yeah, that's who he was. He was the Hound.
He was the Hound.
It wasn't that guy. It was,
that was.
I think that was the king.
That was the king.
Yeah.
Emperor Palpatine's in this movie.
Yes, as the priest.
Yeah.
He shows up,
and
I look at Aaron and I go,
Ian McDiarmid.
Yeah, of course, I didn't look up any who was in this movie. It was like we just kind of rolled.
I like to put names with the faces so people actually know what the fuck we're talking about.
Yeah, we just rolled into it, but it was. We were watching it, and I said, that's the Emperor from Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, huh? What? I'm like, that's the Emperor from Star Wars, man.
Which is
and then
funny because
2 seconds later, he's dead.
This was before he was in that. Because in Empire Strikes Back, and this is going to be real fucking nerdy, the Emperor that they used was somebody else with some makeup. And so the hologram that you see in Empire Strikes Back is not the original, was the original Emperor when the first footage. When they did Jedi, Ian McDiarmid became the Emperor. Later on, when George Lucas fucks around with shit, he went in and redid the hologram with Ian McDiarmid redoing the part. So originally, he wasn't in it. So Empire had probably been out by now, probably around that same time, and he wasn't in that. So he did this movie prior to Jedi. So it was kind of weird seeing him in a prior role than what I've known him pretty much all my life for. But it was still kind of neat. I'm like, oh, that's fucking Emperor Palpatine.
Yeah.
Then he gets burnt to death because he's a religious crazy person. So, I mean, it was neat. It's like sometimes it's really cool to see some of these older movies and you're like, I know that. Oh, I can't. Because another thing, the old man that was getting all the dust of the sorcerer into a little baggie that ends up getting shot with an arrow, he is in a Never-Ending Story.
Really?
Yes. And I picked him out almost immediately because he looks the same. I mean, that man's looked the same in everything I've ever seen him in, but he's wearing glasses in that one. And I forget the role, what character he was, but he's in a Never-Ending Story. I'm like, I'd rather be watching that. He played Falcor. No.
The voice of Falcor.
He played the nothing.
No, and then we got the big draw of this movie is the dragon, because apparently this was the first time they used what did they say? Stop.
It had to be because it looked horrific.
Go animation or something.
Well,
there was moments.
animation back to hell.
So here's the thing. So some of the stuff where they like a giant foot would come down and just like flap in the water. I'm like, oh look, they used some like ride dragon in like a Disneyland park. Yeah. It was weird. Some of it didn't look good, and then they did some of like the wide shots, like the rotoscoping wide shot type stuff, and it looked good. It didn't look stop motion like a Harryhausen like Clash of the Titans type. So it was. Some of it was very smooth.
Very close.
But it did. You didn't feel like they were in the same room.
No.
But it still looked kind of good.
They did that same overarching where the dragon flies over the castle like 80 times. It was the same scene.
What I did like about was when they kind of introduced this dragon, they kind of built him up. It was like Jaws.
Yeah,
where
you
really
almost
you see the fin. Or you see the water,
the scales.
You see the tail. You see, and then you see the shots where they were close-ups on their face, and you could see just the silhouette of the dragon behind them, coming up behind them.
Yeah, like the first like sacrifice, it was all like you were almost in the perspective of the dragon. You're up high, you're looking down on her, she's freaking out. You hear it being pulled. He's pulling back. And then about to breathe fire on this girl. So, like, you're in that perspective, so you really don't get to see a lot of the dragon right away.
Mm-hmm. There were some Hunger Games in this film.
Yeah?
Yeah. It was interesting.
Because there was a lottery for who was going to get sacrificed to the fucking dragon. I don't know, man. That story, that's where you kind of lose me. It was an hour and 40 minutes. You think it's just going to be about this guy, apprentice, going to fight this dragon, but it's not. It's all political when he gets there, and he's like, the guy's like, no, you can't do it. We don't like you, sorcerer guy. And he's like, but I'm the sorcerer guy. I hated it.
It's...
Not the movie.
I feel like it's a story. It felt very familiar. So
it's a
like
linear.
Nothing
it's
felt
a very linear story.
Yeah, nothing felt new to me, and it's the problem with is that I didn't see it when I was younger, so it wasn't new to me then. And then more stuff came out.
Yes.
For me, I'm seeing it now, and 1,000 other movies came out.
I hate that though.
That were better.
I hate that we can't disassociate.
I try
ourselves.
to, but I can't.
I am the same
and
way.
That's exactly what we're talking about. Is that some of these films, and we threw around the idea of maybe picking movies that we have seen nostalgically and revisiting them and talking about them and seeing if they actually hold up, because I don't know if
maybe one day
I don't know if these movies do when you haven't seen them. As a young kid, you don't have that emotional attachment to a movie like this. I can appreciate the movie for what it is. I like the puppetry of the dragon. I thought it looked really cool when they did use the puppetry of it.
It's a well-made movie with a good story, but there's nothing there for me. At no point did I lose
basic
interest. At no point was I lost. At no point was I like, why do people like this? I was just like, this is past for me. This is fine, but I can go watch Lord of the Rings, and it's far better.
Well, the thing is that you can sit there and you can. It's like sometimes when you say I can write this movie or I can guess what's happening next. You've done that with a number of movies. I was doing this with this one. I was like, oh, that's clearly a woman. Oh, he found out she's a woman, so clearly she is hiding for a reason. Oh, they think the dragon's dead. She's going to wear a dress. Oh, now she's going to be in the lottery.
Right.
Or, it's every step of the way what's going to happen.
Yeah.
There is no surprises to this movie.
Well,
everything is...
I did like the end where...
Except for one.
Yeah.
Except for one surprise
when
where the old man...
dude comes back?
Well, the old wizard who taunted a guy
Obi-Wan's.
to kill him, and then the other guy gets his ashes, and then it's like, oh, by the way, you're supposed to throw it in the water... Because I was freeze dried, and I'm coming back because I was too lazy to make the journey. He's literally like, just carry me there. I don't want to go.
But he doesn't do anything. He dies like immediately.
No, he does because he knew. So that was the part that I actually thought was actually funny. Is he's too tired and old to make the journey, so he kills himself to be able to telepathically move himself to the top of the mountain to fight the dragon, and
just
then
to kill himself. Technically,
he's got this little amulet like pendant. And the apprentice is holding on to this pennant, and he's like, "No, you have to wait for the right time." and the dragon comes down, swoops up Ulrich into his mouth, flies away, and then they smash the pendant and blow the fucking dragon up like he's a fucking
That was the
ticking
TNT
bomb.
moment.
Yeah, I get that, and I understand. I think he said that at the beginning, like you have to do this. It's
you'll know the right time.
Yeah,
but that was the only part that I thought was actually I actually laughed because I was like, oh, that's
we
funny.
both did,
Yeah.
but it was like it was ridiculous.
And then that's where the king comes in and stabs the dragon. Like I won.
Well, that was the moment where, like in a war movie, someone's like mortally wounded. He's like, "You go ahead," and then he's like holding the grenades, waiting for the guys to come through the door. Like that was that moment where you're just like, "All right, you're the TNT. I get it."
And I guess it was supposed to be some heartfelt moment where you're supposed to like,
I don't care.
Feel bad for this guy that he sacrificed himself.
Well, shit.
But
the
yeah,
guy
I
was
didn't
dust 90% of the movie.
But I didn't even care. I was just kind of like, okay, cool. He blew up. That's kind of cool. We got to see a blown up dragon.
The Monty Python version of this movie would be the old guy taking like a dustbuster and zapping him up into that to carry him over to the next town. I mean, it
reminded me of Gandalf. So
well, because he came back in a white robe and a white hat and was
like,
talking about how the black. No, I'm just kidding.
Weird.
I'm ultimate wizard
guy.
The Grand Wizard.
I'm the Grand Wizard.
Damn it.
Wins the next meeting.
Fucking thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was a very predictable movie. There were glimmers of moments where it was like, okay, this is neat, but nothing groundbreaking for me, and that's the problem with it being 1981 versus now.
If it was 81, we're probably saying a different tune.
For sure.
Absolutely.
You know, we're probably thinking to ourselves, we're coming home going, oh my God,
did you see that dragon?
That fucking dragon on film.
Right.
Even like the fire at the beginning, you could tell the fire was put in digitally and overlaid and stuff. And you can pick all that stuff out. And I don't have a problem with that stuff. It's just, again, the story was kind of like, again, it was basic. It was just kind of a straightforward, dragon tale.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it was fine.
Where's Sean Connery? I'd rather watch that one.
Rain of Fire.
Dragon
well, I
Heart.
guess the dragons were from Rain of Fire, inspired by this movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's actually kind of cool.
I mean, the dragon. When there was the one scene where Peter McNichol's character, he makes the spear. He's got the shield, and he goes in and he's fighting the babies because he's an asshole and he's committing murder with all these little baby dragons and cuts one of the heads off.
They were like baby bulldogs, though.
Yeah,
they didn't even look like dragons.
No, they looked like the terror dogs from Ghostbusters. Yeah, it's like tiny little terror dogs are attacking him. He kills those.
Like that little hunchback dog on TikTok.
Well,
oh my God, this is the TikTok
the dog with no neck.
So he goes and he's fighting the dragon, and there's one scene where he's standing there and you see the dragon raise up, and that looked really neat. Mm-hmm. And then they move on. He's fighting the dragon. He goes, and then this is the only time I'm sitting there watching this movie, and I'm like, did this movie make me give a fuck about this dragon? The dragon goes up and sees the corpses of its dead babies, and it's just like, oh.
Did you know that dragon has a name in this?
Well, I forget.
Vermithrix or something.
Vermithrix pejorative.
Yes.
That's his name.
Sounds like a British cracker brand or something.
To create the dragon fire, the special effects team used a pair of military-style flamethrowers.
I mean, that's cool.
Some of the score by Alex North was music he'd originally composed for 2001: A Space Odyssey that went unused, which I think you mentioned in the previous episode.
When we were watching as well, too.
Yeah, but I think you said it in the...
I might have.
Yeah. Let's see here. We're doing trivia right now. Including the hydraulic 40-foot model, 16 dragon puppets were used for the role of Vermilithrax. Each was Vermilithrax. Yeah. Each was capable of flying, crawling, and breathing fire.
It actually so it translates. That's actually like a term, the worm of Thrace, which makes things worse. Fucking dumb. So maybe I got lost in the riveting storyline. Do they explain why they decided to sacrifice people to the dragon and why the dragon was cool with that?
Because the dragon would not attack the village
as long as
they would give it the sacrifice.
But that was what they thought.
Virgin ex machina.
It wasn't
really explained, but it was kind of it was like that's kind of where the story leads you, is that they have to sacrifice this to keep the dragon happy, and then the apprentice has to go kill the dragon because he's tired of them sacrificing these virgins to the dragons.
Now, other than stupid Catholicism, yeah, that's right. Come after me, the Pope.
He's our number one listener.
do they explain why it had to be virgin women,
No,
or is that
I
just
think that's
because
just
the
an
king's a
old-
dummy?
Yeah,
I think that's just an old
in
tiny
1981, man.
You
want virgins?
No, I'm talking about
Just
like
cocaine
I
and
know,
virgins everywhere.
1300s or whatever.
No, it's 1981.
Many
You're right.
locals were employed as village extras.
I can
As
tell.
village virgins.
Teeth.
They're like, "Are you a virgin?"
Yeah. No,
And-
I don't know. I'll never watch this again. And it's not because I hated it. There's nothing there to.
Yeah,
there's no secrets that I'll unlock with a second viewing. Like, I've seen movies where it's like I notice something new. There's nothing new here.
I was kind of, because I've
I'll watch
seen a lot of
Excalibur.
these. I've seen a lot of these fantasy movies. Like I said, we've said before. Red Sonja, Conan the Barbarian.
What's that other movie? Oh God, what was it? Liam Neeson's in it. There's a weapon.
God damn it.
Krull.
Fuck you
That's
guys.
right.
You guys don't understand. When these mics go off, it's Kroll shtick 24/7, and I have to fucking listen to it. I've seen Kroll.
Yes, you suffer so hard.
I don't.
But that's what I kind of thought I was maybe getting with this, is something comparable in that category of the pile of fantasy movies on the table. And
Stop picking
whatever.
fantasy movies.
I just want to pick something different.
Oh, I want to pick a fantasy movie.
Are you?
I don't know. I might.
What'd you guys give it?
I like fantasy movies. Like, they're fun. I just didn't think this.
Name one that's fun besides Lord of the Rings.
Crawl.
That's a sci-fi movie.
You just set me up.
Just said it.
Sci-fi.
Conan the Barbarian.
I did like Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah, those are great movies.
Beastmaster
is good.
Fun. It is a dumb movie, but it's a fun movie, and that's what a lot of these movies are.
I've never seen it.
Well, that's why I didn't pick it, because I had seen it already.
Right.
But that was actually.
I grew up watching that.
What does he do? He
it
turns
was
into a beast? Is it Altered Beast?
No, he controls beasts.
Damn it.
He talks to beasts.
Damn,
Shit.
that's not cool.
Yeah.
And then Conan had James Earl Jones in it, turned into a snake.
I only saw the one with Jason Momoa, not the Arnold Schwarzenegger one.
You've never seen Arnold Schwarzenegger, Conan?
Nah.
Damn, do yourself a favor, bro.
Yeah, watch that movie.
I don't think I was allowed to as a kid. So
Conan's so good, man.
Is that the one that had
Am I gonna
Wilt
watch?
Chamberlain in it?
Or
is that the second one?
Second one,
Okay.
I think.
Am I going to watch it and be like, what do these guys like?
No, you're going to love every second.
You know
of it.
what? It may be one of those where, because I haven't seen Conan in a long time.
But see,
Does Arnold go, get to the chopper? With
there's no chopper.
It's a joke.
He has a sword. He's the chopper.
He's like, get to the dragon.
Is there a dragon?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Oh, darn.
God, now I got to watch Conan. I forget more than I.
We
think
all
I-
have to watch it.
Yeah,
No,
let's
that's what I
watch-
say. I haven't seen it so long
gonna
that
be our next
we might.
special.
I might watch it again and be like, "What the fuck was I thinking?" And this is probably one of those movies that falls in that category.
I did that with. There's a movie called Explorers with a young Ethan Hawke.
I own it.
Yeah,
I just bought it.
and I have it too. And it's like I loved that movie growing up. I can recite it. It's for me as a kid was a great movie because you put yourself in those kids' role, and I want to explore and do shit, and I want to go to space. I had Emery and Wesley watch it with me, and I'm sitting there going, "This looks like shit." The lines are terrible. This is a disjointed movie. Half the movie doesn't make sense. There's no reasoning for some of this. I still liked it, but it definitely diminished my love for that property.
Well,
and
I
I
did-
just didn't remember it the same way.
I did the same thing with my girls because I sat down and I said, "Let's watch Neverending Story."
Yeah.
That is something that I watched as a kid that was so emotional and I was attached to because I love that
Is
movie.
it bad?
Artax.
And it was rough.
Okay, so
It was rough.
All I can remember from a kid about Neverending Story is the first one blows, but the second one is bomb.
You're literally the only one that's ever.
Am
seen
I
it.
am I wrong?
I think that Jonathan Brandis was in the second.
The second one, yes.
Wasn't that the one where like Atreyu dies?
That's
and
the
they-
first one.
Oh,
No, it's not
okay.
Atreyu that dies. It's his horse,
his horse.
Artax.
Oh,
Yeah.
Artax.
Fucking Artax.
I haven't
gets
named
stuck in the.
You know which
the-
movie that
I wonder if Kim would
movie I wore out as a kid that I watched
Penis
was
Chronicles.
Return to Oz.
Yes, that's creepy as
Super
shit.
creepy
I've seen
as
it.
fuck.
I've seen
It's
it.
on
Return to
Disney
Oz.
Plus.
But again, this might be a movie that I watch now and be like, "What the fuck was I thinking, man?"
What was the horse's name again? Athrat?
Artax.
Artax.
Yeah, remember the
I'm gonna ask
stilt
him.
men with the wheels on their hands, and they would
Yes.
just go around, and then there was like, oh yeah.
So he does lose the horse in the first one.
Yes, the
What
horse
happens in Neverending
sinks.
Story 2?
Nothing happens. No one watched it.
What am I thinking of?
I don't know. They made like 3 of them. I never. I
The
honestly.
third one
never-
has Jack Black in it.
First
Yeah.
one had Jack Black in it
Did it?
as a kid.
No, it didn't.
He was one of the bullies. He was
no,
chasing.
that was the third one.
Was it the?
Yeah, that was
Now
the
we're
third.
gonna have to do a retrospective on 3 fucking Never-Ending Story movies.
Never-ending
We're
Story.
gonna do all 80s June. Get ready, people.
Yep, you're just gonna have to hear us reliving childhood.
April is
fucking
the
fantasy
Oscar
movies.
shows. May is the all 80s.
What did you give Dragonslayer, dude?
It's I don't even know. Like, it's fine as a movie. I don't know amongst the fantasy elements that it stands out other than the dragon.
Well, you never hear about it anymore. I don't see Vinegar Syndrome or...
Well, I'll buy the Criterion when it comes out.
Synapse or Criterion or Arrow giving this thing a fucking treatment. So
because all I heard about was the dragon. It's like, dude, the dragon is what makes this movie. Dragging my balls across your face.
Vinegar.
It's...
What'd you say?
Vinegar.
Yeah, it is... That's about the extent I think this movie goes, is the special effects, and just the puppetry. I don't even know if I'd go halfway down the middle. I'd probably give it a 2. It's watchable. Again, like Jordan said, I don't know if I'm watching it again.
Yeah, it's 100% a 2, and I'm not recommending it to anyone, and I don't care if I ever see it again. This was literally a nothing week for me. I watched this and I was like, God, I would have to talk about this movie. It's fine. It doesn't do anything for me. Cool. It was
live and
made.
learn.
It was made. It exists in the pantheon of film.
Not everything is alligator.
I think both of our movies were good, and his movie, PU.
Well, it happens.
We're
playing the playing the numbers game here.
I had to have one.
That's true.
I'm with you guys. I'm going to give it a 2. I was going to give it 2.5, but I took out half because I had to pay for this movie. Thanks, Scott.
Yeah.
Right, you fucking dick.
I did mention that to Aaron.
I actually was very
for it.
No, so I can't because
I was thinking that when I was watching it. I'm like, I paid $3.99 to get the HD version. Didn't make a difference.
So did I. I told him, I said, do not pay for the HD version. I said, just get the standard version.
I made a mistake. And I'm sitting there going, Scott, motherfucker, watched it with Aaron. I guarantee you he didn't pay. He still got to see this movie for free. That cheap motherfucker.
No, because I was going to go home and watch it, and he was getting off. He was getting off of work early.
Right.
And Kim's like, well, you just watch it over here. And I'm like, no. I said, it's getting late. I'll go home and watch maybe half of it, and then I'll probably watch the rest of it tomorrow. And he was like, no, we'll watch it tonight. I'm like, all right, dude. And it was late, man. By the time we got out of here, it was damn near close to midnight.
I was actually upset. Like last night, 9 o'clock rolled around. I'm like, all right, they put the new episode of Halo on there. I'm going to watch that. I got ready. I got a drink. I was ready to go.
Fuck, I got to watch this movie.
I had it, and then I realized, then this is Thursday. Fuck, we changed when we're going to record the show.
Yep.
We're not recording on Saturday, so I can't push it off one more day. I got to watch Dragonslayer instead. I'm like, God damn it. So I bought the movie, cursed Scott's name, and then started watching it and just
that's
kind of bummed me out because I didn't want to watch it.
I told Aaron, I said, that's going to be like one of my criteria from now on is that I have to check first to make sure we can fucking get it for free someplace.
Well, I mean, we probably should be doing that anyway. But the only way you can watch it is if you come to Aaron's movie room. He's got the one copy in existence that was on Cockfighter.
I don't mind paying for it. It's just I was just come on, nothing. Nobody has this.
Yeah, and I guess that was one of the things reading online and reading a lot of comments. People were like, "You cannot find this streaming on anything."
No, it's not. For free streaming, you could get it through Amazon Prime. Don't buy the HD. Don't rent the HD version.
$2.99, bro.
Don't spend the $10 to own this movie. You'll never watch it again.
This is a movie that if you watch this and you love this as a kid, you're probably going to like it, and you're going to throw it in for nostalgia and probably watch it. Other than that, I mean, again, in fantasy realm, there's probably a ton of other movies that I can recommend.
Well, and it's funny because like you had mentioned maybe Excalibur and stuff like that, and now
now I really want to watch Excalibur because
watch Excalibur.
Everyone says that film's good.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I'm leaning. Where it's like maybe I want to watch that one though.
Yeah,
Then I don't know.
I
did you give it a score?
2.
He's a 2.
I
succumbed to the
2.
dragon. That was the tipping point for me. Was the dragon?
To the dragon.
Yeah, it's a 2. It's not a terrible movie, but it's not middle ground for me. It's something that I'll never watch again.
Right.
I'm not going to go as hardcore and say never watch this movie, never do it.
Yeah.
If you run across it and you want to check it out, do it.
Absolutely.
It's
I
not
agree.
going to hurt your day. It's just a
fun
lot
to
of nothing.
See where a lot of inspiration came from.
It'd be fun to watch it and be like, oh, okay. Like, that was a movie.
Yeah. I can see where George R. R. Martin stole that idea.
Yeah. Oh, dragons.
He's a hack writer.
Tyrion. Yeah. I mean, that's cool.
He is. He's such a hack.
Okay. Well, he's not doing a podcast in a fucking closet right now, so he's okay. That's all. That's all I have to say about that.
It's a studio.
God, stop it.
He's got to stop and just stare. He's just so upset.
No, not really. All right. So my next movie, we are going back we're getting in our time machines and putting on our time machine hats.
You want to put a drum roll in?
You won't. You won't if I fucking ask you to.
You know what?
So
no, I'm going to put this out there, and I'm sure at some point he will forget. in a random episode, future down the episode. Just insert drum rolls in random spots.
Yep.
Just
why
is there a drum roll here?
That would take up too much of his day.
What is that bed music? Is that Hooray for Hollywood?
I
drum
will
rolls.
fight you. Anyways, so we're going to get in our time machine and we're going to go back. And this movie did not win anything, but it was nominated for Best Picture. It was nominated for Best Actor. It was nominated for Best Supporting Actor. And it was nominated for Best Original Score. It did not win.
Okay, maybe I thought we had to have something that won something.
Literally said at the beginning of the show, Scott, that the movies have to have been nominated for any category. They do not have to have won. I said that literally 40 minutes ago.
Wait,
I'm
did
not
you say
mad.
that?
It's
I'm
okay.
not mad.
It's okay.
I'm not mad.
It's okay.
I just don't like repeating myself.
Turn down his levels. This is where you fade him out, and then this is where you play him out
I'm not
Oscar
mad.
style.
It doesn't have to have won.
play him off.
It just has to have been
I have
nominated.
to go through and put limiters on his screaming.
The movie is, and I can't believe none of us have seen this. We live in a society. The movie's Taxi Driver.
All the animals come out at night. Someday a rail rain will come and wash all the scum off the streets.
You talking to me? Talking to me? Well, I'm the only one here.
You're only as healthy as you feel. You're only as healthy as you feel.
What?
That was the longest pause that we're gonna do. I just couldn't hold it in.
Well,
I was gonna see how long we could hold the pause.
So, yes.
Because we've talked about this.
Yes, we have.
And we were shocked that nobody at this table has fucking seen this movie.
It's insane to me.
I own this movie.
Yeah, me too.
I pulled an Aaron. I own
right
it.
there.
I've never seen it.
In 4K, in my Columbia Classics collection. I will be watching this. I'm very excited. Apparently, there is a lot that goes into this. Like, I guess people freaked out that this movie did not win Best Picture in 1977. Let's see what did win Best Picture in 1977. Does anyone know offhand?
77? Rocky? When was that? 75?
Maybe.
Oh, let's see. We'll see how right he is.
Best Picture nominees in 1977. I'll give you guys the nominees and then
wrap it up. Come on.
Oh, Jesus.
Come on,
Taxi Driver, Network, Rocky,
Rocky won.
Bound for Glory, and All the President's Men. Are you serious? Rocky won over All the President's Men?
I don't know. Is that who won?
Yeah,
It
that's
actually
what he
does.
won.
It does not tell me who won. Hold on.
Oh my God.
I got it right here.
We're doing this. Hey Siri.
Calm down. I got it right here. 1977 Academy Awards. Actor in a leading role, Peter Finch, Network. Actor in a supporting role, Jason Robards, All the President's Men.
Waiting on that Best Picture.
I'm going. What do you want me to do, bro?
Come on, Tor.
What? No, come on. We cannot reference that show. I fucking hate that show. What the fuck? It doesn't even tell me what
Who won Best Picture in 1977?
Original score. Best Picture, Rocky.
Yeah, I said.
Yeah. So
and it's right here. It took me 2 seconds.
all right. So we will be. You have 2 weeks. We have epic episode next week of Snack Show. Be ready.
We're not sponsored by McDonald's. So don't come after us, lawyers.
Anyway, no, but check this out. Here's what.
Now we have the show title.
There's so many fucked words in this episode that we're going to have to call this McBrain Damage.
No, he came up with a title. You probably won't use it because you don't use any of our
the
suggestions.
Trogdor music at the end of this.
Trogdor. I love it.
Burninator.
Burninating the village. I love that. Man. That's nostalgia right there. Guys, I'm not fucking around with next week. Listen to me. Go get some McDonald's. Put on your favorite movie. Do whatever it is you do. Play a video game. Get ready for the most epic snack show you have ever experienced. We are going to be snacking it up, bros. and it's going to be a good one. And we got all sorts of stuff
Guys,
for
we've
you.
got chips. We've got chips. We
And
have chips.
Chips.
Guys, we have chips.
We have pork rinds.
We have pork rinds. And we have chips.
And then just for a
And
change
then
of
other
pace,
things.
We're going to throw some chips in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have some chips. And then we have some Beyond Meat jerky. And some chips.
Gross.
I know. I have to try it. I mean, it's for the show, but I am not looking forward to it.
Scott has not found anything.
He
So
has
a
one
week.
can of Pepsi.
He has 1 week.
And
You know-
find some chips.
You can get your own fucking connections.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Hey guys, I,
mean,
don't
even
want to do any production.
Even though it's out already.
I gave you free
we
soda.
did have this before it was out.
I want to take this opportunity to thank everyone who's listening to the show. I want to thank my co-host here. I'm having a great time. I love it. This is my last show.
Anyway, April Fools.
Oh, God. Fuck, I hate that day.
As always, I'm Aaron.
I'm Jordan.
And Scott.
Big gulps, huh? Well, see you later.
He's shit all over the walls.
There's shit everywhere.